Wow, Blizzard had a really surprising Wrath of the Lich King launch. About 10 minutes ahead of schedule, Wrath of the Lich King became available. We saw our XP bars started to appear and generate rested bonus, and we knew it was time to board that boat, that Zeppelin, head to Northrend. It was awesome. Now, one thing I thought that was hilarious was that if you were in Barradin Bay, and maybe it was other places, the boat to Northrend, it arrived, right? And then there was an NPC that magically appeared that had never been seen before. And he said, due to extreme weather conditions, we are offering instant teleportation to Northrend. So everyone, right after they got on the boat, they all came off the boat and they were like, yes, instantly teleport me. And it worked. This guy was just mass teleporting everyone to Northrend. I thought it was hilarious. I don't know why Blizzard added this NPC. I'm guessing maybe there was some server strain being caused by the boat, that was causing, the servers some stress. I don't know, but it was awesome. We got instant teleportation. We didn't get that little map with the, dotted thing and the X, traveling in the boat. But it was really cool that happened. It cracked me up. What was really surprising about Blizzard's launch this time was that there were no crashes. I didn't get any disconnects. Benediction was great. Now, I gotta say, the latency wasn't like amazing, because like you'd right click to loot a mob and it would be like items disappearing slowly. So latency, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like perfect. So there was definitely lag, and it continued throughout. It kind of depended. If you were further away from the horde of people, you'd have less lag, but really not bad for a mega server, right? We're talking about Benediction, Alliance side. Now, most surprising thing also about this launch is that for some reason I didn't have to battle other players to tag mobs. I was like, what, am I in the wrong area? Am I not supposed to be here? This is Northrend, right? Like I was like, where is everyone? I was like tagging these shovel tusks, and I was like, there's no one here competing with me for these mobs. And so I was like, wow, this is really surprising. I can't believe I'm able to tag these mobs. So I was just like, I was taken aback for a second. I'm like, I'm gonna get out of here. Like, something's got to be wrong. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it was layers or if I was just ahead of the pack. I kind of just ran off into nowhere and started killing shovel tusks. So that was really surprising to me. Another huge surprise was that the fastest levelers, it seemed so far in Wrath of the Lich King, were actually grinding Burning Crusade dungeons. The fastest class that it appeared to be when I /who and I looked at people who were already level 72 while I was still level 70 actually appeared to be warriors. And I was like, what is going on? And they were all in the Botanica. So this seemed like this was like the best farm, which was really, really surprising to me. Now guys, I actually did a decent amount of preparation. I got 20% of my level within like the first few minutes of launch. What I actually did, if you remember WOTLK Valley, the Proving Grounds quest, you grab the flag, right? I never turned that in, and I was already exalted with WOTLK Valley. Now, if you remember, you upgrade your insignia each time you go to a new level of reputation, right? So I never turned in the Proving Grounds. I turned that in, that was a quest. And then I turned a quest in 5 times, one for friendly, one for honored, one for revered, and one for exalted. This was 5 quests stacked into one. So I had, already like 25 quests prepared, one of those being like a 5-stack quest, right? So I got 20% of my level, like boom, right? After I got the AV turned in, I went to Quel'Danas, etc. I still was like miles behind these people in Botanica. I was like, what did you do to prepare for Wrath? How are you level 72 right now? So I was super impressed by that. Of course, the Brewfest, there was a 10% XP bonus. Brewfest, it happens at 6:15 a.m. and 6:15 p.m. if you stand in those grounds. It's not too late to do that, by the way. You can still, Brewfest is still going on. You can still get that 10% XP bonus. I think that would help out a lot. Now, I do also want to say some other things that were really surprising about this launch, besides other players amazing me with their speed leveling abilities, was that I was able to actually mine ore. Like, I literally was like, there's no way I'm touching anything in Outland. Like, everything's going to be tapped, everything's going to be mined. I got a ton of cobalt ore. I was so surprised. So I have mining. I'm sure if you're an herbalist, you had a great time getting herbs. But it was crazy because like these ore on my server Benediction are selling for more than 5 gold per ore, which is over 100 gold for a stack of 20. And I was like, this is insane. This is great gold. It's like, I gotta just like, anytime I see a cobalt deposit, I'm like, give me, drop everything you're doing. Just go grab it right now. I was like, this is the time, go get it. So yeah, I was so impressed by the fact that even though I ran to go get them, I didn't probably have to. And I also managed to find a rare blue gem, or unique, I should say, is blue outline. And I was like, this is the most beautiful gem I have ever mined, and I was so happy about that. Now, what else surprised me was that I actually saw Horde. I was like, this is an alliance dominated server. I can't believe there's Horde here, but I actually saw like one or two. And guys, no, other alliance players were like, you know, if it did happen, they would totally take an objective. You know, later on I started to compete with other players, which was typical, but they'd, you know, I'd be clearing a mob, which was, you know, guarding an objective, a quest objective, you know, so, you know, an alliance guy would run by while I'm fighting that mob, grab the objective, right? Typical, expected, right? I ran into Horde players, and like they were acting honorably, like I was trying to grab an objective and they would pull the mob off me so that I could grab it. I'm like, how is an undead rogue literally more honorable than this human paladin who just ninja'd this item from me? And I was like, I remembered back to Tyrion Forgering, who was like, race does not dictate honor. And I was like, dude, Tyrion Forgering, dude, he knows what's up. So that was really surprising to me. What else was surprising was that realm first achievements were popping up like crazy. World first Grandmaster Herbalist, Grandmaster Miner, Enchanting, Tailor, Skinning, all of these pretty expected. What I was really surprised about was nobody was able to get the Cooking Grandmaster on the first day. I went to bed and I was like, still nobody has it. And so I was like, all right, I'm curious, like, should I go for it? Like, what's taking everyone so long? Because I was farming shovel tusks, right? And I had all this shovel tusk meat, and I got my cooking to like 400 really easy. I was like, should I just go like the extra 50 points? Like, why is no one going for cooking? And I was really surprised. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's gated behind a level 76 quest in Sholazar Basin. You actually have to do some quests in order to unlock the cooking recipes. So it's probably going to happen either today or a few days after launch. Maybe the second day is my guess, but that is sort of my approximation. But I was like, man, should I go for this cooking world first? I'm not getting any world first, guarantee you that much. Now, some things to keep in mind for this first launch week. Raids are not going to open till next week, so if you're not level 80 by this week, don't sweat it. They're not opening up until next week. So step number one, my recommendation to you, definitely go out of your way, try to get level 80 within the next like 2 weeks or so you can get that first lockout raid. It's going to have like 4 raids. We're going to have Vault of Archivon, we're going to have Naxxramas, we're going to have the Eye, which is Malagos, and we're going to have Obsidian Sanctum. So definitely try to get level 80, start getting your lockouts. It's going to be fun. But hey, if you want to take it easy, chill, hey man, that is 100% a great way to level as well, because I'm taking it slow. I'm doing questing. I'm not dungeon spamming. So if you want to take it slow, enjoy the process. By all means, man, enjoy. The second thing to do after you hit level 80, heroics like crazy. It's going to be super, super exciting to basically get those badges. And there's actually some really good gear you can get with those badges on top of heirlooms. And then we're going to get our reputations up depending on your class. Wormrest Accord if you're a healer, Argent Crusade if you're a tank, Kirin Tor if you're a caster, Knights of the Ebon Blade if you're physical DPS, Sons of Hodir. Everyone's got to do Sons of Hodir unless you're a scribe or if you went inscription for that shoulder enchant, which is best in slot the entire expansion, so it's totally worth doing. And then of course, make sure to farm tons and tons of gold. Things are expensive right now, guys. Like, again, like we kind of talked about this in former prep, like I'm the broke one. I only have like 3,000 gold, but things are going to be super expensive in Wrath, and you're going to need a bunch of gold to buy that stuff. So those are some little tips you can get you going as you play Wrath. But I'm so hyped, can't wait to hop on again, and hopefully this was helpful. If you missed the launch, that's sort of what happened, and I'll see you in game.